This is Charlie Welch, cool, resourceful, CWA man at the top. And Fred Chesty, in charge of groundwork. Their job? With Midwest Telephone, the friendly octopus. Traveler passing through would say it's a nice town, seat of government, park with the required statue. We've got our rundown sections too, of course, but generally we try to show people the more attractive parts. And just above the pool hall, CWA local headquarters. Thursday night, the general meeting. And tonight was something special. Even Fred Chesty got talked into coming. With the population of the town increasing, Jack Law, the president, was saying, if union membership stands still, we're really falling behind. Meanwhile, the financial strength of Midwest Telephone keeps growing each year. So if we let things go on as they are, we'll be getting weaker while the company becomes more powerful. Also, we can't progress while wages in the rest of the community remain static. Now, maybe some of you think this isn't your concern, Jack said pointedly. But it's as convincing an argument as you should need to tackle the job of organizing the unorganized here and raising community wages. It's in our own interest. Where are the unorganized plants? Well, just about everywhere. The ones with the dark clouds overhead. These are union places. And the unorganized? Well, there's some 30 million in the country, so they shouldn't be hard to find. They directly affect the bargaining position of the organized. People like ourselves hold all of us back. And they affect our communities, hold them back too. Think about a year ago, during negotiations with Midwest. Charlie couldn't hear what was happening exactly, but things seemed to be going well. A reasonable atmosphere. Mr. Edward Dean, president of Midwest, appeared friendly. The union committee appeared optimistic. It looked good enough for Charlie. He felt he could safely start spreading the word. As he said, they'd probably wrap it up that afternoon. Better pay, more vacation, improved pensions, all part of the package. Then came the lunch hour and the Tuesday meeting of the town's businessmen. Charlie and Fred, unnoticed, were on a job there, and Mr. Edward Dean, the company president, was being worked over. You give them that kind of contract, Eddie, you're making trouble for all of us. Eddie, your people have to conform to prevailing conditions. Think about the rest of us, the business community, Eddie. And so, after lunch, it didn't come to this. The company finally signed. But if it hadn't signed, how effective would a strike have been? In the telephone business, the equipment mostly keeps right on working, with or without employees. Walk off the job in this industry, and the revenue still keeps rolling in. How do we bargain then in the telephone business if the strike isn't the weapon it once was? Well, we need friends, true blue, fair-minded people in government, on commissions and boards, because collective bargaining will more and more depend on our being able to demonstrate our point of view to these public officials. Therefore, to improve our bargaining position, we have to become a stronger union. Phil Denton was speaking now. In 1950, with a labor force of 65 million, 14 million were organized. In 1955, with 72 million workers, 17 million organized. In 1965, 10 years later, with 78 million workers, still only 17 million organized. So we're falling behind. Our influence is dropping. Well, we're going to do something about it. Denton then introduced Sam Bolt, chairman of the local's External Organizing Committee. Today, organizing must be considered a job for every member, Sam explained. And how will we do this? Simple, with the green card. Each member here could participate by devoting an hour a week. Everyone would be supplied with contact cards, the green cards. Sam was warming up. Now, 1 hour a week wasn't asking too much. Fill in the cards and turn them in regularly. Sam's a pretty good talker. Emotional. The green cards provide information we need to begin planning a drive. The name of an unorganized place, the name of a contact there, and the member who knows him. Before sitting down, Sam announced that anybody wanting to volunteer for the External Organizing Committee, there'd be a little informal session right after the meeting. Cool, resourceful Charlie Welch, of course, stepped right up. But Fred Chesty still had doubts. Also, a reporter was out front, taping interviews. George Stone said it was a great idea. Jill Freed called it practical. But hearing Ted Braun did it for Fred. Green card. Cool. You don't have to go out and sell anybody, right? No arguments, baby. It's simple. Just fill the thing out. Dig? Well, what do you say? And then you work in teams. It could swing. Your team partner can be one of your buddies, perhaps a friend you work with during the regular day. Or it can be someone who shares with you an equal interest in external organizing. The contact cards are small. They can be filled out at leisure. They're portable. Can also be written on vertically with a ballpoint pen. They pack easily. They can be carried right onto the aircraft as hand luggage. They're one of the most important tools in the organizing drive, linking those three vital pieces of information: the unorganized place, the person who works there, like the neighbor from Brassy Lamps, and the member who knows him. As the green cards are turned in, the organizing committee begins to study, tabulate, list, to discover where the most promising contacts are. After collecting additional information, the ultimate organizing target is selected. That's when the drive begins in earnest, getting in touch with the contacts, learning more about plant problems and attitudes, meeting with the contacts later to involve them in the campaign. And as we continue to organize, bringing new members into CWA, what we're really doing is strengthening the position of all of us. We can make sure we have friends in places of authority and influence, that we have the numbers to elect more and more of them, and that when we need them, they're there. And with higher wage levels for everyone, a higher standard of living, we'll build a better, more prosperous community. 1.25 million members by 1975. That's the goal we've set out to reach. It starts with Charlie Welch, Fred Chesty, you, me.